If you're watching in Texas, me and Freedom, our prayers are with you. Welcome to Jill's Nomad Survival. My name is Jill, and today we're talking about hurricanes, flooding, wind, storm, that kind of thing. With Hurricane Harvey on the horizon, we had our own little episode here the other night. I thought it might be a good time to just go over a little bit of what it's like to be in a trailer, RV, or van in the middle of a storm. But the most important advice, I'm going to show you right here. Just be brave, because I'm going to tell you, it is scary. So one of the reasons you're in a mobile vehicle or you're thinking about being in a mobile vehicle is that you can get away from the problem. I think that's a fabulous idea, which makes any kind of mobile vehicle a great second home if you still have a permanent home so you can get away in time. But there's also some issues. Sometimes you just can't leave. Like right now, I can't just, all right, if it was really bad, I would pack up and pull out. But for the most part, I have to ride out the storms. And so it's really important to sort of plan ahead when you're going to be someplace that you are riding out the storm. And I got to tell you, it isn't fun, but most of the time you're going to survive. One of the things you really want to have is you want to have a backup plan, not just for some place to go, but for some way to get out. Because on this road that I have right here, there are times when I'm landlocked. I can't get out. I can't get out because of the mud or the snow, where it's even the 4x4 wouldn't get through. So all the same preparation advice is the same. Have water, have a backup plan, have extra food. There are a few things that are a bit more complicated for people who are in an RV or trailer, because if you need your electricity to empty out your hygiene issues, then that might be an issue if the power goes out. You know, for short term, you're probably going to be able to run off your batteries. Long term, it's good to have a plan. That's why I like to have backup to electricity with propane or wood heating if I needed to do that. Actually, I can't wood heat yet. Do have a rocket stove so I can boil water. Another big consideration is weight. This horse trailer, it weighs about 7,000 pounds empty. Not sure how much when it's full. That trailer over there, that's about 3,500 pounds empty. So the lighter it is, the more likely there's my hair in my eyes. The lighter it is, the more likely you are to have issues around excessive wind. But the heavier it is, the harder it is going to be to pull through any kind of mud or flooding. So you got to weigh your options. Actually, I don't know if the flooding question is true. The mud question, I absolutely know. The heavier you are, the faster that you sink. One of the reasons I like pulling a trailer instead of an RV or a van, 4-wheel drive. And so I highly recommend, if you're going to be in any place that's going to have storms or mud or snow or high weather events or off-road, 4-wheel drive. There are some vans that go 4x4. I've seen them, don't know how they perform, haven't been in one. But RVs, no thank you. That's all that's left from a 35-foot trailer that a tornado flipped right here. It came from back there. Now that trailer's been out here for 30 years and it's never flipped. So I'm guessing statistically a tornado won't hit twice in the same spot. So one of the advantages of living in one place for a while is you get to know the wind patterns. For example, the scary winds in the summer and the spring come from the west and the south. The snow and the bad storms come from the north and the east. If you can, you want the narrow part pointing into the wind, and that great big broadside you want away from the wind. Can't always control it though. The other issue is wind underneath, and the rocking back and forth will help it tip over. So far, we haven't had that happen. The reason I'm showing you that is I had 2 light pieces of metal like that. One in a storm actually flew in and took out big chunks of the aluminum trailer. I think it flew away because I can't find it. If they're not heavily weighted down, you get lift from the wind. So it's not just about you flipping over. It's also about what's going to fly into you, which makes you much more vulnerable when you're in an aluminum and glass building. This is one of the reasons I like the idea of steel. You know, they had to make these so the horses can't break through. However, I don't know about these gigantic hail balls. We'll see. So what we're in right now is actually the top of a tractor shell, which I use to take a shower because it blocks the wind. However, it is metal. This whole property is filled with metal, and lightning is attracted to metal. Technically, it's supposed to reach the highest source. Those poles over there, here and here, those are the two lightning poles that hit the other night when we had our lightning storm. But what's important to know, and I didn't know this, it's not the rubber wheels that actually protect you from the lightning. It is the metal box. It absorbs the electrical current and then takes it down away from you as long as you're not touching anything metal. So I'm not a lightning expert. I'm sure those of you out there who are will correct me below. I'm learning about it a lot because it scares the bejeebas out of me. But I did have a friend who got struck by lightning in his trailer, 2 feet from his feet, totaled it. Also knew another guy close by that actually was killed by lightning. So lightning is actually very dangerous to people who are in a mobile vehicle. But I'm going to be learning more about that because it makes me nervous. So before we wrap up, these are just a few things to think about. The most important thing is to have a backup plan, keep your phone on, have supplies, especially water and food, a way to handle your hygiene issues if the power goes out, and also to be able to stay calm. One of the things I do for the animals is I like to play movies or music to help deafen some of the outside noises that freaks them out quite a bit, to keep a consistent theme, but also be brave. It's really hard though, so if you're stuck in the storm, I have total empathy for you because those are the scariest moments. When I was in the lightning storm the other day, it was one of the scariest things I've ever been through. So it sucks. It will pass. You will be able to deal with it no matter what happens. And again, if you're in Texas, my prayers are with you. So before we sign off, if you're interested in these kinds of things, I'm very interested in these kinds of things. And so I'm really going to be focusing a lot on how to prepare my vehicle as I convert the horse trailer over there. I'm going to be exploring lightning, tornadoes, winds, things like that, and how it affects mobile. There's a spider web right there. So I'll be exploring that in the future. If you want to be part of that conversation, make sure you subscribe and follow along. It'll be in its own playlist called Shelter from the Storm. It's my extreme weather makeover renovation for that horse trailer. But I just want to say thank you for spending this time with me, and we'll see you next time.